we're on a Death Valley day set and water's not handy, Barracks waterless hand cleaner really cleans up for us. Just a dab. Removes paint, grease, tar, carbon, ink, even plain dirt. Anytime, anywhere, without water. The whole crew swears by Barracks waterless, and so will you. Meanwhile, back at our ranch, where there's plenty of water, our daughter Patty has another tip for you.
Marvelous, Daddy. Barracks powdered hand soap. Looks like this on your grocery shelf. And so pretty, like this, on your kitchen or bathroom sink. Powdered Barracks soap washes the whole family's hands really clean and leaves them soft and smooth.
So in the workshop, on the road, wherever water's not handy, make sure that Barracks waterless is.
And for everyday hand washing, remember Barracks powdered hand soap.
2 fine hand cleaning products from U.S. Borax. Keep them both handy.
To a no-dab man? A one-dab man? Or a two-dab man? It's no fun being a no-dab man with dry, lifeless hair. But
Brill cream, a little dab will do ya.
one little dab of Brill cream puts life in dry hair and fun in your life. But some fellows can't resist using 2 dabs.
Use more, only if you dare.
2 dabs of Brill cream makes a man's hair excitingly clean, disturbingly healthy. We refuse to be responsible for the extraordinary effect it has on women. Use just 1 little dab.
Brill cream, Brill cream, Brill cream. Brill cream, a little dab will do ya. Use more, only if you dare. But watch out, the gals will all pursue ya. They'll love to get their fingers in your hair.
Get Brill cream in the handy unbreakable tube.
There's nothing like snowflakes on the mountain. Big, frigid flakes of snow, nature's snowflakes, and we gotta go, climb up that mountain.
If I wasn't dumb, I'd be back at home with Kellogg's cornflakes.
Somehow a sporting man finds the mountain, a special kind of dare. Sporting man climbs the mountain, just because it's there.
I'd rather have corn, Kellogg's corn flakes on the mountain. Not a stop or drop, never reach the top without Kellogg's corn flakes.
Mountain climb such an adventure, you never know who you'll meet. Maybe the abominable snowman. Or maybe just a fella who will let you eat
Corn, Kellogg's corn flakes in the morning. If I had my way, I'd start every day with Kellogg's corn flakes.
Here's great news about 2 wonderful Barracks hand cleaning products. First, Barracks powdered hand soap in a new plastic decorator container. Looks like this on the grocery shelf, and like this on your bathroom or kitchen sink. No rust marks, no messy soap dishes. Perfect for everyday hand washing for the whole family. And here's exciting new Barracks waterless hand cleaner. Watch. I'll use some paint, some black shoe polish, and some dirty axle grease. Just a dab of Barracks waterless hand cleaner removes the toughest dirt and stains. Anytime. In the workshop, camping, on the road, anywhere. Without water. Real convenience. New Barracks waterless hand cleaner. And remember, Barracks powdered hand soap. Both at your grocer's now.
With a Lone Ranger and Tonto. But now a brief but important message.
What are champions made of?
I'd like you to meet a friend of mine, champion bronc rider Bob Burrows. He's up on Bearcat and raring to go. Set, Bob? Cut him out. Let her go. There's real champion form. Holding the reins with only one hand. Spurring all the time. Body straight. Look at that cowboy ride. How did Bob Burrows get on his way? Now, here's a snapshot of Bob at 14. He was raised on a ranch, practiced long and hard.
Right, Lone Ranger. Raised on a ranch and raised on Wheaties. Wheaties sure helped me. I still eat them.
Another great champion, eating his Wheaties and doing okay. Wheaties, the cereal that helps boost you on your way with energy. Because there's a whole kernel of wheat in every Wheaties flake. Wheaties, breakfast of champions.
Lone Rain's most famous masked man. Then the courts took his mask away. How did this resourceful hero of yesteryear hide his identity?
Sun sensor lenses that change. Indoors, they're light. Outdoors, they change the dark sunglasses.
Oh, $1 silver. What were those sunglasses that stranger was wearing?
Those were no ordinary sunglasses, ma'am. Those had sun sensor lenses.
Sun sensor lenses that change.
Have a pizza, pizza, pizza roll. 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 Watching now a frozen appetizer was a dreadful bomb. It was something you never could talk to a powdered bomb. 7 years and chain of pizza rollers here to save the day. Appetizers now at life are edible. That's why they say have a pizza, pizza, pizza roll.
I'd like to talk to you about that music you're using.
That's funny. I've been meaning to speak to you people about the same thing.
Have a pizza roll, Kimasabi.
Look for Tino's pizza rolls and serve. There's new hors d'oeuvres.
Just take them out of the freezer, pop them in the oven for 10 minutes. That's it.
Who was that masked man, anyhow?
I don't know. And I wanted to thank him. Pizza roll!
All. For years, my wardrobe was the same. Then I had to start wearing sunglasses. That's when I started thinking about a new outfit. So I came to my old friend Tyler in his country clothes store. Now, he has the finest selection of clothes in these parts for men and women and my little pals. At Tyler's, they treat you fair and honest, just like the folks did in yesteryear. Come out to Tyler's and you won't be alone. Hi-yo, Tyler's!
Who was that well-dressed man?
Say, that's a sharp-looking pickup.
It's the Long Ranger.
Ford?
Yep. A special pickup with 4-speed manual overdrive for good mileage. And a 19-gallon auxiliary fuel tank, which combined with the standard 19-gallon tank gives you tremendous range.
Well, I'll be.
You could drive this Ford pickup clear across Texas with gas left over. See the Long Ranger at your Dallas or Tarrant County Ford dealers.
Who was that man? I'd like to thank him.
The Lone Ranger.
Shaving makes my face feel like it's been in a knockdown fight with an outlaw. That's why I'm glad there's a skin conditioner in Aqua Velva. Right, Tano?
That's right, Kimasabi. Aqua Velva does more than just smell nice. It makes face feel like quiet lake, cool and smooth.
Well said, Tano.
Aqua Velva. It does a lot more than just smell nice.
That's Trackdown for tonight, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Look in again next week. Remember, Trackdown was brought to you by your neighborhood mobile man. For good advice, prompt service, quality products, you're miles ahead with mobile.
Hi, folks. I'm Hugh O'Brien. Hope you liked our show tonight, brought to you by General Mills. The makers of Cheerios, the only famous oat cereal that's ready to eat. And Gold Medal, America's favorite flour for better baking. We'll see you next week for Procter & Gamble, the makers of Gleam. Good night.
Well, a fireman rests, but never sleeps. Because 1 minute from now, that alarm could go off. With this responsibility, you can't afford a headache. But what if you're a person who doesn't want headache tablets with a lot of drugs? I'm Joseph Cotton. What would you take? Simple aspirin? No. Headache tablets that add a lot of other drugs to your bloodstream? Not for me. Take Bufferin. It's faster, more effective than aspirin without adding a lot of other drugs to your bloodstream. Simple aspirin loses almost half its pure pain reliever before it ever gets to work. Bufferin rushes almost twice as much of this pure pain reliever to your headache. When your well-being and others depends on how effectively you handle headache pain, take Bufferin. More effective than aspirin without adding a lot of other drugs.
In Hollywood, 4 out of 5 top movie stars use Lustre Cream shampoo. And here's the star of the new Warner Brothers picture, Home Before Dark, lovely Rhonda Fleming.
Making this new picture was very exciting, but right now I want to show you something else that's new and exciting. Liquid Lustre Cream shampoo. It's a rich, rich liquid with a new shampoo formula, and it makes any hairstyle easy to set with just plain water. That means you just shampoo, set with plain water, and have lively, natural-looking curls. See how soft and springy mine are? Like the other Hollywood famous Lustre Cream shampoos, this new liquid Lustre Cream never dries. It beautifies. It's made with gentle lanolin and it's heavenly rich. Try this wonderful new shampoo, Liquid Lustre Cream, for lively, natural-looking curls.
Have you caught on to my dime trick yet?
No, I haven't, Eddie.
Well, watch and see if you can follow where it goes.
Gosh, Annie, I don't know. You fooled me again. And every time you make that dime disappear, I just can't help thinking that dime would have bought me 2 Hostess cupcakes.
Don't worry about it, Tag. I brought along a package of Hostess cupcakes as a surprise for you.
Wow, thanks, Annie. That chocolatey devil's food cake is delicious.
Well, do you like the cake better than the cream filling inside?
Love them both. And that fudge icing, oh, boy.
Kids, once you've tried Hostess cream-filled cupcakes, you'll see why they're Tag's favorite. So why don't you ask your mom to pick up a couple of packages the next time she shops? Only 1 dime for a package of 2 big ones. And Hostess cupcakes are found right on the grocer's counter.
Just taking some of your terrific fudge out to the hands, Annie.
You go right ahead, Tag. It only takes 5 minutes to make another batch. The secret is Carnation evaporated milk. There's no beating, and fudge comes out perfect every time. You just mix better blending Carnation with sugar. Cook for 5 minutes, and then add diced marshmallows, vanilla, chopped nuts, and baker's chocolate chips. Stir, then pour it into a greased pan. There you are. It's so easy, and so smooth, and so delicious. Thanks to the special blending qualities of Carnation evaporated milk. Remember, ordinary milk won't do.
5-minute fudge, huh? Gee, have your mom make some.
The exact recipe for Carnation 5-minute fudge is on this handy leaflet, now in your favorite market. Look for it. It's right with the familiar red and white cans of Carnation evaporated milk. The miracle cooking milk with special blending qualities. Around the ranch, there are always a lot of young ones. Colts, lambs, but none of them are more loved than brand new puppies. We make sure our pups are always kept warm and safe. And start out right on the best food of all, Friskies dog food. Yes, from the moment he takes those first wobbly steps, your puppy needs lots of loving care. Of course, he needs meat, and meat-loving dogs love Friskies. Unlike most canned dog foods, the main ingredient in Friskies is real meat. Lean, red, government-inspected horse meat. Your dog needs the complete nutrition of Friskies, too, with up to twice the nourishment of dog food selling for just pennies less. Yes, you can depend on the wholesome goodness of this product, made to the high-quality standards of Carnation Company, Friskies dog food. If there's a new pup at your house, make sure he's getting the right care. Feed him wonderful Friskies dog food.
Tonight's Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet was brought to you by the dairy farmer members of the American Dairy Association.
You never outgrow your need for milk's vitality.
Join us in the glass now.
This is my father. He hangs pictures, helps Grandpa experiment, helps Mommy with the cleaning. Where does he get his go? From me. I lend him my Cheerios. Daddy says they're the greatest thing since bat wings. Mommy says they give him protein and stuff. Give your father some go. And he might play catch with you.
Big G, little O. Go with Chip.
Watch this, a champion in action. Perfect. Would you like to be really good at a sport yourself someday? Maybe even a champion? Then chances are you're old enough right now to start eating like a champion. How about it? Are you old enough for Wheaties Breakfast of Champions? Little kids have their own cereals. You know the ones I mean. But there's nothing kid stuff about this famous Big G Energy cereal. Wheaties has a grown-up taste all its own. It's whole wheat,
the real thing, a real powerhouse of energy. So if you're old enough for sports, if you're old enough to want to make the team, then you're old enough for Wheaties. Wheaties, breakfast of champions.
How would you like to become a real marksman? Well, it's easy and fun if you practice with this Lone Ranger rapid-fire revolver. See? 6 shots without reloading. And here's a tip good marksmen know. Always bring your gun down on the target and squeeze the trigger gently. Remember, play safe and never aim at another person. Always at the target.
Boys and girls, get your exciting Lone Ranger rapid-fire revolver from Cheerios, the wonderful tasting cereal made from oats. Toasted golden crisp, delicious through and through. A real power breakfast with power protein to help you grow strong. And energy vitamin B1 for Go Power. This special Cheerios package tells you how to send for your Lone Ranger gun. With 6 silver bullet rubber bands and its own target for only 50 cents and 2 Cheerios box tops. So get yours right away from Cheerios.
Cheerios. You eating the kids' cereal? Hey, you take a good look at that package, you'll find Cheerios are great for adults, too. Made out of oats, huh? And they pack nourishment everybody needs for a good breakfast. Most food value of America's 5 favorite ready-to-eat cereals. And power protein, too. Our breakfast, right? Mm-hmm, and they taste terrific, too. Hey, you've been stringing me along, haven't you? Sure. I eat Cheerios.
Well, what do you got there, Wilbur?
A package of little O's, Ed.
You mean O's like in zeros?
I mean O's like in Cheerios.
Well, why didn't you say so instead of horsing around?
Save the wisecracks, Ed, while I tell the folks about Cheerios. Cheerios...
Oh, what's to tell, Wilbur? Everybody with common horse sense knows that Cheerios gives you a lot of go, because they're made from oats, the grain richest in protein.
You bet. And Cheerios tastes great, too, Ed. And, folks, if you know your oats, you'll go for Cheerios.
Big G, little O. Go with the goodness of Cheerios.
The score was 1-0. This baseball saga goes when Mighty Casey came to bat with a box of Cheerios. There's go power in a Cheerios breakfast, Casey said with pride, and muscle-making protein, too.
Strike one.
The umpire cried. They're tasty O's of scrumptious oats. They're toasted through and through. As Casey munched a crispy bunch, the umpire yelled,
Strike two.
This didn't worry Casey as he showed the fans Big G. He said, it stands for goodness. As the umpire said,
Strike three.
Everyone knows that Cheerios did not let Casey down. They gave him strength and lots of go to get him out of town.
Big G, little O. Go with the goodness of Cheerios, but not for long. I take my new anti-Cheerios gun and hold up this Cheerio. Then Simon says, Go O! The hole is gone. It looks like a tiddlywink. Now people won't eat Cheerios for Cheerios muscles. They'll have no power instead of go power.
Oh, underdog! Simon Bar Sinister has invented a new gun and is on his way to the Cheerios factory to take the O's out of Cheerios.
No need to fear. Underdog is here. It's hip, hip, and away I go.
Did Underdog arrive in time to save the Cheerios? Or did Simon turn them into tiddlywinks? Buy a box of Cheerios and see.
Hey, Jim.
Yes, Tom.
Cookie says we better order some more Cheerios. We're running low.
What do you mean we just got a truckload?
Well, we got a lot of hungry men.
You're telling me.
You don't have to tell Jim Redigo the men at the Garrett Ranch work hard and eat big. That's why they like Cheerios. Cheerios are a solid breakfast of toasted oats. Small in size, yes, but big on power protein. Oats give you the most protein of any cereal grain. Big on flavor, too, cause O is the perfect shape for toasting. Cheerios are good for the good, strong start everybody needs in the morning to be at their best. And that goes for the folks at your ranch house, too.
All right. Tell Cookie to order another truckload of Cheerios.
You better make it 2.
2?
Well, we've got a lot of them.
Yeah, I know. A lot of hungry men.
Cheerios. The big G stands for goodness.
And now for Cheerios, here's Bullwinkle's Corner.
Today's poem, It's Not That I Don't Trust You, William Tell. It's not that I don't trust you, William Tell, but first I've got some Cheerios to sell. They're round as they can be, like little O's, you see. Don't aim that bow at me, William Tell. It's not that I'm a coward, William Tell. I've got these tasty toasted oats to sell. They're toasted through and through, with power protein, too. Don't fire till I'm through. William Tell? Oh, boy. It's not that I am chicken, William Tell. I'm just a moose with Cheerios to sell. There is muscle making might in every scrumptious bite. Now shoot, the time is right. William Tell, the big G stands for goodness.
And now for Cheerios, a Bullwinkle's Corner about old Mother Hubbard.
Up in the land of the midnight sun where the cold wind always blows, old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to get some Cheerios. They're gone. I've been robbed. Help!
You called? Dudley Do-Right, at your service.
What kept you?
Will you please describe the stolen property?
I thought you'd never ask. Cheerios are tasty toasty O's of golden oats. They're simply tops for breakfast and snacks, and each little O is chock full of power protein, too.
Wowee! Another Big G cereal from General Mills, eh?
The Big G stands for goodness.
So do I. My horse points out the only fingerprints on that package are yours, Mother Hubbard.
Then I'm guilty.
Yes, of not buying enough Cheerios.
Yeah, they're so good they do go kind of fast.
But fear not, you may share my Cheerios. It's my good deed for the day.
Do Mounties do a good deed for the day?
No, but on weekends, I'm a Boy Scout.
Surprise! We hope your Christmas tree tonight is gay and festive and sparkling bright.
And only brands you won't forget, America's finest cigarettes.
For here's a gift of pleasure pure that's bound to make a hit for sure.
With Uncle Joe from Kokomo.
With Sister Sue from Waterloo.
Grandpa Stratton from Manhattan.
Leona from Pomona.
Dr. Roxy from Biloxi.
Brother Dewey from St. Louis.
Every neighbor and relation from coast to coast across the nation.
For Christmas, dear, let's join the chorus with a merry call for Philip Morris. Did I hear someone make that call for the very finest smoke of all? Johnny boy, you're right on time to join us in the wishing rhyme.
To all our friends, and especially you.
From Lucy.
And Ricky.
And Johnny, too. A very Merry Christmas to all of you. Ricky!
Yeah?
Come and help me close this trunk.
Okay, honey. Yeah, wait a minute.
That's that. We're off on our vacation.
That's right, folks. We're off on our vacation. We'll be back before you know it.
And while we're away, our good friends at Philip Morris are going to bring you a great new comedy called My Little Margie, starring Gail Storm and Charles Farrell. You'll love it.
And here's something else I know you love. Philip Morris, America's most enjoyable cigarettes.
While we're away, do us a favor, will you? Always remember to call for Philip Morris.
Would you do that, eh? Thanks.
Now remember, we'll be right here right after our vacation. When we come back again for Philip Morris. Have a happy summer.
Hasta luego.
What does that mean?
So long.
Oh, yeah, so long.
Adios.
Fine coffee from General Foods.
He's Time to tell everybody about the hearty cup that you can drink as strong as you like. Instant Sanka.
Oh, well, now remember, dear, these Instant Sanka commercials only show close-ups of hands.
Why do you think I had 3 manicures today?
Oh, shh. You're on.
Are you interested in a 2-fisted cup of coffee? Then come closer. You want Instant Sanka coffee. It's all coffee. Gives you real coffee flavor 100%. Drink all you want and still stay steady as a rock. Honey, the rock. The rock. Drink all you want
And still stay steady as a rock. And it can't disturb your sleep either because it's 97% caffeine-free.
So...
Product shot,
So
honey.
what?
Product shot.
Instant Sanka, the hearty coffee you can drink as strong as you like. It's wonderful. You'll like it. You'll love it.
Commercials over.
Lucy will be brought to you by Lilt Home Permanent.
Hi, I'm Janet Blair. You know something shocking? With all the many different home permanents there are, you've never been able to buy one specifically made to give you exactly the wave you need for the hairstyle you want. But now you can for the very first time, because there are 3 brand new Lilt Home Permanents to give 3 different degrees of wave. Loose casual, medium, and very curly. For a soft, free-flowing style like this, use loose casual lilt. For a more definite wave, like mine, medium lilt. For styles that demand firm curl and lots of body, very curly lilt. Simple, isn't it? But if you don't get the right wave, your hairstyle may come out all wrong. To get the wave you need for the hairstyle you want, choose loose casual lilt, medium lilt, or very curly lilt for any type of hair.
To tell you something that's important to all of us.
It's about the Olympic Games. They're going to be held next year in Melbourne, Australia. And our team must be there to win. It's up to us, to every American who wants to see the stars and stripes flying above the victor stands, to see that funds are available.
You see, the teams behind the iron and bamboo curtains are government subsidized. But our team is really our team, yours and mine. It's only going to be there if we prove that we want it there with our contributions.
You want to know something? The Pan-American Games in Mexico City are on right now. And because we didn't raise enough money, we couldn't send the soccer team.
Honey, not sucker, soccer.
All right. But our team isn't there. And we can't let this happen in the Olympics.
Let's show our Olympic team how we feel about them and show the world how we feel about our country.
Send your contributions to U.S. Olympic Fund, care of your local postmaster.
That's U.S. Olympic Fund, care of your local postmaster. Cigarette, Ricky.
Thank you, Lucy. Nothing but the best, huh?
Next, nothing but Philip Morris.
Sure tastes good. And you know something, Lucy? When you find a good thing, well, you kind of like to pass it along to your friends.
That means you. Have you tried a Philip Morris lately?
You'll love them. They're so smooth and mild, and they taste so good.
And most important, there's no cigarette hangover when you smoke Philip Morris.
That's right. That's what we say. You'll be glad tomorrow.
You smoke Philip Morris today.
Good night.
Contact, Roger.
Yippee! We made it, Farfel. We're in orbit.
Oh, goody. Now we can try being weightless. Oh. Let's celebrate with delicious Nestle's Quik. Nothing makes chocolatey milk like Quik, you know. That great Nestle's chocolate flavor is out of this world.
Out of this world! Oh, the milk's in orbit too, Farfel. We're ruined.
Contact Mr. Nelson. Hello up there. Time to recharge with delicious Nestle's Quik. Remember, no sticky syrup mess. Quik is the easiest thing on earth. Don't rub it in. Just 2 spoonfuls of chocolatey Quik and milk. I'm so homesick. A little stir, and it's ready to go. Loaded with Quik vitamins and iron.
That does it. We're heading back for Quik. Oh, N-E-S-T-L-E-S, Nestle's makes the very best.
hungry for peanuts? Most people do. Grown-ups. And youngsters, too. We're not referring, of course, to puny, paltry, peewee peanuts. We mean the plump, peerless, pluperfect peanuts, such as go into the making of Skippy peanut butter. We're indeed happy to have Skippy as a sponsor, but we fondly hope you have sponsored Skippy in your home for many a year. Skippy, you know, does not taste like peanut butter. Skippy tastes like peanuts. So whether you're in your first or second childhood, if you like peanuts, you'll like Skippy.
Summer days when things don't go just so.
There's one important fact that you should know.
King-size Coca-Cola gives you that refreshing feeling. That feeling, refreshing and feeling. King-size Coca-Cola gives you that refreshing feeling. Get that feeling with the Coke. You get sick. Yes, Coke and the King has more for you.
The great big value. Best Buy, too.
Because after you pour, there's so
much more. King-size Coca-Cola gives you that refreshing feeling. That feeling, refreshing feeling. Coca-Cola gives you that refreshing feeling. That feeling with the Coke in the King-size Coke.
The cereals that start your day a little bit better. Toast. Start your day a little bit better. Start your day with a cereal from Post. Start your day a little bit better. Better start out with the most. With a little bit better cereal, fresh from Post.
Start your day a little bit better.
I gotta have some of that sugar crisp. Welcome, Doc. What can I do for you? I'm all ears.
I'm hunting that ornery rabbit.
You mean the one who takes your sugar crisp because they're made of whole wheat to help make him strong?
That's the long-eared varmint.
Haven't seen him.
Carnation, give me back my sugar crisp.
Breakfast Sam.
Well, if you can't beat 'em.
Get the muscles of whole wheat with Post Sugar Crisp. For breakfast, it's dandy, or eat it like candy. Sugar Crisp!
Start your day a little bit better. Get the treat with a strength of wheat, fresh from Post.
I'd like some gasoline, please. Yes, sir. Dennis. Dennis Day, you in the Texaco uniform?
My name is Rodney. Fill it up with new Sky Chief, sir?
But you're Dennis Day.
It can drive down the cost of driving and save you money.
Money?
Yes, sir. New Sky Chief does one thing better than any other leading gasoline. It keeps valves like this from getting like this. You see, with fewer harmful deposits on your valves, you can get better mileage, and the chance of expensive repairs is much less.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll try a gallon.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Benny.
Wait a minute. If you're not Dennis Day, how did you know I was Jack Benny?
Who else would buy 1 gallon?
Texaco sells more gasoline than anybody else. So why a new Sky Chief gasoline? Because we're first, and we have a big responsibility to drive down your cost of driving. Cynthia, isn't this Jello butterscotch flavored pudding neato Marvy? Yeah, it's boss. Oh, no doubt about it. Jello butterscotch pudding is a cat's pajamas. Whose pajamas? Cat's pajamas. The bee's knees. Hotsy-totsy. When I was a teenager, those were the words that meant something was the greatest. Oh, Squaresville. Well, no matter what words you use, Jello butterscotch pudding and pie filling is always delicious. It's the creamy, smooth answer to what's for dessert. Topping it with crushed peanut fritters and absolute blast. This Jello butterscotch pudding tastes so good, I could die. I could really die.
What is it? Oh, honey, flowers.
Yeah. See?
It's beautiful. What is it?
Forget-me-not.
Oh.
You see, honey, when you go to the store tomorrow, you see this little flower, and you forget-me-not. You remind yourself to bring home a few cartons of the new, wonderful Philip Morris king size.
Oh.
And I hope that you, too, remember to forget-me-not. Take my advice. Pick up your carton of this great new king-size cigarette. The name is Philip Morris, as you know. If it's Philip Morris, king-size or regular, it's America's finest cigarette. Good night, everybody.
See you next week. Forget me not.
Josephine? You notice how clean my sink is lately?
Oh, yeah, it looks great.
You notice my cleanser?
This did that?
You thought only Comet could, huh?
Now, what's the catch? I know you got Comet hidden somewhere.
I always fooled you.
No, you didn't. Josephine knows cleansers. She's shown how Comet gets out tough, greasy food stains when other leading cleansers can't.
Comet's best. No fooling.
Tonight, I gotta tell the ladies about the new Squeeze Comb Lilt Home Permanent, and I need your help.
Oh, you sure do. It's a new Squeeze Comb Lilt Home Permanent.
No, you don't understand, honey. Just tell me the name of this pin here.
That's the Squeeze Comb. It's a Squeeze Comb.
No, this.
Oh, that's a comb tip.
Thank you. Now, this comb tip comes the lotion right into your hair out of the squeeze bottle.
Remember how we gals used to dab those messy lotions on? Well, that's out. With new Lilt, you just squeeze the bottle and it combs itself right in. It's so simple, even he could do it if he had to.
Ah, it's easy.
It's easy. And you'll get the most beautiful, longest-lasting home permanent you've ever had.
Thank you, honey. Now, ladies, remember this name. Squeeze, Comb, Lilt.
Squeeze Comb Lilt Home Permanent.
Okay, kids, are you ready?
Jiminy Cricket, yes we are.
Got the milk?
Yes, sir.
Got the straw?
Yes, sir.
Got the...
There it is, Baker's Instant.
Baker's Instant chocolate-flavored mix in the shiny new package. Okay, the Jiminy Cricket Sipping and Singing Society may now commence. It's the most delicious chocolate drink that ever came through a straw. It's the very best way to drink your milk that anyone ever saw. Just tip it up and pour it out. Baker's Instant has a pour spout.
Just stir it up and quick as a wink.
Baker's Instant is ready to drink. It's the most delicious chocolate drink. The most delicious chocolate drink. The most delicious chocolate drink that ever came through a straw. Well done, society members. So long, till we meet again.
Brought to you by Winston, America's best-selling, best-tasting filter cigarette.
Winston tastes good, like a cigarette should.
Exciting news about next week's Westinghouse Desilu play. Fred! Oh, there you are. What are you doing here?
Say, what do you know about 1949?
1949? Well, it was 10 years ago. What do you want to know?
Well, Big Mouth Ethel says that Betty Furness knows more about 1949 than anyone. And I'll be darned if I'm going to have any woman get the best of me, even if she is blonde, beautiful, and works for the sponsor.
Who, Ethel?
No, Betty Furness. Oh, come on now, wake up and tell me, what do you know about 1949?
1949, 49. Mm-hmm. Oh, I was working with my orchestra.
Never mind that. I mean important things.
Thanks a lot. Oh, they had 3D movies in 1949, and,
Hey, Betty, how come you know so much about 1949?
Well, I've been studying, Lucy. Prices mostly. Most things have gone up since then, but not Westinghouse appliances. You see, Westinghouse Opportunity Days are here again. The time to get bigger and better appliances at better savings than ever before.
Hey, Lucy.
Yeah?
Remember this?
I'll say it barely held 2 ice cube trays.
Well, small as it was, in 1949, it was a bargain at $329.95. But today, you can buy this 13 cubic foot 2-door 1959 Westinghouse refrigerator with the exclusive cold injector system and frost-free automatic defrosting, plus this huge separate home freezer, all for 1949 prices or less.
That's amazing. And say, in 1949, didn't they have...
Canasta
Sure, that was 1949. And that's the year they invented...
Fresh hamburger. This new deluxe Westinghouse refrigerator even keeps hamburgers store-fresh 7 days without freezing. Only Westinghouse has this meat keeper.
Oh, look, Ethel, there's the old button bender.
Lucy, that old 49er didn't have any of the special controls you need for today's many fabrics, but in 1949 it was a real bargain at $299.95. But today, for up to $50 less, you can buy this beautiful Westinghouse program computer laundromat that automatically sets the correct wash and rinse temperatures, number of rinses and spins for the fabric you're washing.
What are the programs, Betty?
Well, there are separate programs for regular fabrics, delicate fabrics, wash and wear, plus new cold water wash. And all you do is set one dial.
All that for less than a 49 washer. Wow, that's better than a...
Mamba Rumba. That was very big in 1949.
Oh, yeah. I danced one of those and nearly broke my...
Automatic timer. Ranges certainly have improved. Just look at the size of this oven. And yet, this 59 range costs less than a new range did 10 years ago.
Hey, look. Here's a new dishwasher just like mine. See, it rolls anywhere.
And costs much less than a 49 dishwasher.
Gee, Betty, with all these wonderful buys, I don't see why people hang on to their old, outdated appliances.
Neither do I. I agree. With these prices, plus big trade-in allowances and easy terms, everyone should go to their dealers now during Westinghouse Opportunity Days.
Westinghouse Opportunity Days. So that's why Betty Furness knows so much about 1949.
Now, listen, 1949. That was the very first year that Betty got to say,
you can be sure if it's Westinghouse.
10 years she's been saying that. Why wouldn't you let me?
Because you can understand her.
See you around, huh?
Si, senor.
You can cook for me anytime. Thanks, Mom. Doesn't the chef have someone to do the dishes for him? Come on. Cleaning dishes is a lead pipe stitch with Swan. The dishes were easy, but look at the greasy pots and pans. Good grief, did you fellas use all those? We needed them to make our beefsteak Sherman. I thought we were going to call beefsteak Jerry. Those Swan suds will last to clean all those pans even if you argue all night. But if you don't hurry up, you're going to be late for your camp out. There. Gee, those pans really shine. So do my hands. They feel like a girl. That's right. One's mild, too. We'll toughen our hands at the camp-out chair. Come on, fellas. You better get going. Not without Swan. Oh? We'll need it if we're the chefs and make beefsteak Sherman. Beefsteak Jerry. Beefsteak Sherman.
Sudsing and sudsing and sudsing and sudsing.
The grease cutting is suds.
Reach for your partner. Swing to the right when the music stops. Give her a light.
L&M has found the secret that unlocks the flavor. Unlocks the flavor. Unlocks the flavor. L&M has found the secret that unlocks the flavor in a filter cigarette.
Hi, I'm Nick Adams, the Rebel. Now's the time to reach for flavor. Reach for L&M. Because L&M has found the secret that unlocks flavor in a filter cigarette. And today's L&M with the patented miracle tip. Fine tobaccos can be blended, not to suit a filter, but to suit your taste. So you get taste, more taste by far. So reach for flavor, reach for L&M.
L&M has found the secret that unlocks the flavor in a filter cigarette.
Since the invention of women, I'll tell you what we got coming up. This may not be the ideal weather for talking about furs, but I'm sure that most of you women won't mind if I tell you how you can go about winning a full-length, $10,000 mink coat for yourself. Do you mind if I tell you? Well, here it is. It's modeled for us by Denise, and it's the first prize in our big Staley $63,000 mink sweepstakes. A full-length genuine Ember Autumn Haze mink coat that is worth $10,000. Now, I said this with our first prize. There are also 53 other prizes. Each of these 53 other prizes is a $1,000 ranch mink stove. That makes a grand total of 54 prizes in all. And all you have to do to win is to tell us why you like Stay Flow laundry starch or Stay Puft laundry rinse. That's all. You just complete either of these statements in 25 additional words or less and mail your entry along with the name portion of the label of either a bottle of Stay Flow or Stay Puft and your own name and address, and you mail it to this address, Mink, Box 717, Chicago 77, Illinois. That's Mink, Box 717, Chicago 77, Illinois. Now, remember, our contest ends on August 31st, and all entries must be postmarked not later than midnight of that date. And here's a big extra for you, by the way. If you send in both a Stay Flow and a Stay Puft label along with your entry, and if you are one of the lucky 54 winners, we will also insure your furs for you against fire and theft for a full year. So you pick up a bottle of Stay Flow and Stay Puft at your grocer's today, and you'll find all the details you need, plus the entry blank right here on the label of any Stay Flow or Stay Puft bottle. And, of course, you can also get entry blanks direct from your grocer himself. Now, let's take another look. Here's that first prize again, this very glamorous, full-length, $10,000 mink coat. And the next 53 prizes are $1,000 ranch mink stoves. So you get busy now and send in your entry in this really sensational contest. It's the big Staley $63,000 mink sweepstakes.
Now here's Ozzy with news about Big as Life pictures.
Say, do you know what this is? It's a Kodak 35mm color slide. It's not very big, is it? Only 2 inches by 2 inches. And yet, when you project it on a home screen, you get color pictures as big as life. Now, a Kodak has many fine color slide cameras in a wide range of prices. Here's one I like especially. The new Kodak Signet 50 camera. It has a built-in photoelectric light meter that takes all the guesswork out of exposure. You just aim it at your subject, and it tells you how much light there is or isn't. It's just like having an expert photographer showing you which setting to use.
The Kodak Signet 50 camera, complete with flash holder, costs $82.50, or as little as $8.50 down. When you see its many fine features, I'm sure you'll accept no other. Now, let's look in on David and Ricky as they enjoy a good time all over again, as big as life, and in brilliant, lifelike color. How do they do it? Well, let's watch and see. The secret lies in color slides. The color slides they take with their new Kodak Pony camera. The Pony is easy to use, precise, and uncomplicated. There's only one exposure setting, and this built-in guide shows you just how to make it. Then you turn this dial to close-ups, groups, or scenes, and shoot. The Pony camera makes you feel like an expert, even if you've never taken color slides before. The result? Big as life pictures in glorious color. Ask your Kodak dealer to show you the color slide camera David and Ricky use. The Kodak Pony camera, only $26.75, or as little as $3 down.
Feels mighty good to relax when you're smoking the right cigarette. I'll tell you something. This Viceroy is the only cigarette I know with a thinking man's filter and a smoking man's taste. Now, with all the conflicting claims for filter cigarettes these days, you've got to think for yourself. Now, do just that, and you'll smoke Viceroy. A thinking man's filter and a smoking man's taste. Viceroy.
You know, everybody respects a thinking man, a man who thinks for himself. Well, in these days, there's so many conflicting claims for filter cigarettes, you've really got to think things through. And when you do, you'll choose Viceroy. Only cigarette with a thinking man's filter, smoking man's taste. Think for yourself. You'll smoke Viceroy. A thinking man's filter, smoking man's taste.
How's tricks, Mr. T? As a matter of fact, things were fine until you two...
Oh, we just dropped in to see if you were enjoying yourself.
Enjoying himself? He's smoking a Camel. Oh, now look, please, you two...
Oh, don't be flustered, Topper, dear. Millions of smokers are doing exactly the same thing.
Why, Camels are so far ahead of all other brands, it's not even close.
Look, I know all about that. Oh, no. Oh, yes.
It's just Neil's way of saying he wants to make sure you have plenty of Camels on store for the weekend, Mr. T.
Why don't you try Camels? You'll see for mildness and flavor, Camels agree with more people than any other cigarette.
The makers of Camels send thousands of gift packs of Camels each week to members of our armed forces and to hospitalized veterans. This week, these free Camels go to Veterans Hospitals Denver, Colorado and Marion, Illinois, the United States Army Station Hospital, Fort Riley, Kansas, the United States Naval Hospital, Jacksonville, Florida, and to the Military Air Transport Service, which evacuates virtually all overseas sick and wounded personnel.
Topper, brought to you every week by the makers of Camel cigarettes.
Among the many famous movie stars who smoke Camels is Ruth Hussey. Let her tell you why she smokes Camels.
I especially appreciate Camel's flavor and mildness. That's why I've made Camels my steady smoke.
Try Camels yourself. You'll see why Camel leads all other brands by billions of cigarettes per year.
Robert, dear. Robert, do you like the way I smoke?
Do I like what?
Do you like the way I smoke? You know, graceful, dramatic.
Darling girl, it's not how you smoke, it's what you smoke. Now, you take a Camel.
I took a Camel.
Yes, dear, I know. As I started to say, a discriminating person can't help liking the cool, mild taste of Camels and their good, rich flavor. But seriously, I do know an awful lot about Camels. You know how long I've been smoking Camels?
Not as long as I have, Bob. And Bob is quite right. If you'll just try Camels for 30 days, you'll know why more of us smokers prefer Camels to any other brand.
It's a real pleasure for the makers of Camels to send thousands of gift packs of Camel cigarettes every week. To date, more than 200 million free Camel cigarettes have been sent to our armed forces and hospitalized veterans. This week, free Camels are being sent to Veterans Hospitals Northampton, Massachusetts, and Durham, North Carolina, Ellington Air Force Hospital, Houston, Texas, and U.S. Naval Hospital, Naval Operating Base, Guantanamo, Cuba.
Here's why screen star Charlton Heston smokes Camels.
Well, I figure Camels have got to be good. After all, more people smoke them than any other cigarette. So I tried them and I liked them. Better than any cigarette I'd smoked before. They've got just the flavor and mildness I like.
Gentlemen, I hope you'll forgive me for stepping out of character for a really big moment. One I've been eagerly awaiting for weeks. For the many of you who have asked, what will the leader do next? I'm thrilled to present Plymouth's proud reply. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment.
Tomorrow's new car is Plymouth today. Plymouth, star of the forward look. Car with the forward look. Plymouth leads in every way. So meet the star of the show with brilliant new beauty revealed. Meet the star of the show. Star of all cars in the low price field is Plymouth. Car that's ahead for keeps. Plymouth, star of the forward love.
And here it is, the big, beautiful new Plymouth. And it's simply wonderful.
Star of the forward look.
This is the luxurious four-door sedan. Isn't the new grille beautiful? Everything about this new Plymouth is years ahead.
And this Plymouth Suburban is the biggest station wagon of them all.
Designed for any kind of a job. It has more new, exclusive features than any other station wagon in the low-priced field. A wonderful car to own and drive.
And here's the new Plymouth convertible, just like mine. Never before has so much beauty and riding fun been built into any car. Just drive one.
Yes, sir. One look, one ride, and you'll agree. There's no catching Plymouth now.
Plymouth really is ahead for keeps.
Plymouth, car that's ahead for keeps. Car that's ahead for keeps. Plymouth, car of the forward love.
Lemon Snow Supreme a la Sebastian Cabot. I haven't made this in years. I've never been able to find enough space for it in my refrigerator. Sound familiar? Well, happily, Westinghouse has now designed a refrigerator that solves the space problem. Look, all half shelves, adjustable half shelves, as easy to rearrange as this. Easier to clean, too. And you can make 45 other arrangements just as easily. For example, this, or this, or this one for height, or this one for something long. 2 half shelves together, 18 cubic feet and all of it usable. The Slim Wall by Westinghouse, with adjustable half shelves. Marvelous idea. You can be sure if it's Westinghouse.
Do that shot over again?
Well, look at the time.
I know the time, Al. Look, the cameraman says he may have missed the shot. He might have to do it over again. Look, I don't run the cameras.
The shot was okay, Mr. Silvers. You can go home now.
Good, I'll change.
Dinner tonight?
Right.
On you.
As usual. You ever notice when you change from one suit to another, you invariably forget something? With me, it's usually my keys. One thing I never forget. They're always with me, my camels. Tell you why. It's simple. They give me pleasure. Really mild, flavorful. That's what I like about them. Liked them for years. I think you will, too. How about it? Be my guest.
Discover the difference between just smoking and Camels. Taste Camel's good, rich flavor. Feel their smoothness. Enjoy the cigarette America likes best. Have a real cigarette. Have a Camel. They've really got it.
Have a nice weekend, you two. Be here early Monday morning.
So long, Charlie.
See you Monday.
Matter, forget something?
Left our Camels in the dressing room.
Here, take my pack.
Thanks, Charlie. Glad to know you smoke a real cigarette.
Well, darling, Charlie's been smoking Camel for years.
That's right, Howard. I don't go for fads and fancy stuff in smoking. I want a cigarette that has real flavor.
Same here, Charlie. Nothing tastes like Camels. Have a real cigarette. Have a Camel.
Enter the Coca-Cola bottlers $250,000 Go America sweepstakes. Hi, I'm Anita Bryant, and I'd like to show you the fabulous first prize. A beautiful 1963 Ford country sedan station wagon, plus a luxurious 1963 Thunderbird convertible by Ford, plus a 16-foot Dorset runabout with a 75-horsepower Evinrude motor, plus a line of sports equipment, and a $1,000 gasoline credit card. When all this plus $20,000 in cash. First prize total value $33,000. And there are over 2,000 additional valuable prizes, and there's nothing to buy. Look for the caps with the shield on top. Enter the Coca-Cola bottlers' exciting $250,000 Go America sweepstakes. Get rules and entry blanks free wherever you shop for Coke.
This is my family album. And this to my brother Hopple. He's always chasing the girls. But for no more, now he's a telling the girls about creamy prom. Because prom home permanent is awaiting cream. Leaves your hair soft like a silk. Look at the way the waver, she's a bounce back every time. Hey, lady, wouldn't you like your wave behavior like this? You get a creamy prom. Right, Hopple?
Friends, go in and see a DeSoto Plymouth dealer tomorrow. And when you do, tell him Groucho sent you.
Bo, we got it. We got it.
You got what?
We found a way to put Simonized car wax and Simonized car cleaner all in one push-button can.
And just how does it work, Professor Nitwit?
Come on, we'll show you.
Come on, we'll show you.
Come on, Whip.
Now look, it squirts on. You push the button. See? See? And then what? You spread it around and let it dry.
And it's really Simonized, is it?
Watch this. Sure, it's Simonized. Look at that shine. We'll be famous. We'll make a fortune. We'll call it Instant Simonized.
Instant Simonized, you lame brains. You can already buy Instant Simonized everywhere.
Instant Simonized? They thought of it too?
Simonized thinks of everything. Try Instant Simonized, another easy new way to brighten your day. From Simonized Company.
Hey, Phil.
They sure work hard, don't they, Barney? Yeah? I hate to see them work so hard. Yeah, me too. Let's go around back where we can't see them. Gee, we ought to do something, Fred. Okay? How's about taking a nap? Hey, I got a better idea. Let's take a Winston break. That's it! Winston is the one filter cigarette that delivers flavor 20 times a pack. Winston's got that filter blend. Yeah, Fred. Filter blend makes the big taste difference, and only Winston has it up front where it counts. Here, ahead of the pure white filter. Winston packs rich tobaccos specially selected and specially processed for good flavor in filter smoking. Yeah, Barney, Winston tastes good, like a cigarette should.
The Flintstones has been brought to you by Winston, America's best-selling, best-tasting filter cigarette.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
Take jobs on the edges of show business.
This is the first car I ever owned. I call her Cynthia. She's going to have the best care a car ever had. Put Royal Triton in Cynthia's little tummy.
Right, lady.
Cynthia will just love that Royal Triton.
Yes, dear.
Give me a cigarette, will you, hon?
Don't say cigarettes, say Philip Morris.
Oh? Is there any other kind?
Not for you, there isn't. Nothing but the best for Mr. Ricardo.
Thank you. Lucy, you're so good to me.
You see how easy it is to keep a man happy? Why not give your husband a carton of Philip Morris cigarettes?
Smart move. He'll love them for their mildness, their smoothness, and their wonderful good taste. And he'll love you, too, for thinking of him.
That's right. Good night, everybody. And don't forget, call for Philip Morris. Call for Philip Morris!
Grape Nuts breakfast time.
Good. Crunchy little nuggets bursting with nut sweet flavor.
Well, first we got to exercise them.
Do we have to?
That's our agreement. We got to keep slim and trim. It helps to eat the right kind of foods, like a post-Grape Nuts breakfast.
I do, honest.
And we got to exercise.
How all?
You want your post-Grape Nuts?
Barn.
Come on.
A Grape Nuts breakfast fills you up, not out. 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 Fills you up, not out.
Delicious.
The Andy Griffith Show was brought to you by Toast Cereal. Another fine product of General Foods.
Pure Beer presents Buster Keaton.
When you order a beer, ask the man to draw Simon Pure. The happier, hoppier beer.
Meet Brian Keith, star of television's exciting Crusader show. Brian smokes Camels.
That's right. I've been smoking them for years. There's more flavor in Camels, more pure pleasure all around.
No other cigarette is so rich tasting, yet so mild as Camel.
All right, come on, we'll try it once more. Oh, excuse me, I'm Phil Silvers. I'm trying to teach his Bilko character a little about acting. All right, Bilko, give me a big smile. No, a big, big smile. Oh, this guy is murder. Wait, I'll come in and show you. All right, Bilko, get behind the camera, and I'll show you what I mean. Where did they get this guy? Glad to see you. See? Folks, what you just saw was trick photography. But there's no trick to Camel. All you got to do is smoke them. I've been smoking them for years.
Tonight, M Squad has been brought to you by Pell Mell, the cigarette that gives you satisfying flavor so friendly to your taste. My cigarette.
This Christmas, get satisfying flavors so friendly to your taste. You'll enjoy giving or getting Pell Mell famous cigarettes in this distinguished red Christmas gift carton.
Fast work, Eddie. You're really learning how to stop them. Hello, I'm Lee Marvin for Pell Mell famous cigarettes.
My cigarette. With Pell Mell, you get satisfying flavor so friendly to your taste. No flat, filtered-out flavor, no dry, smoked-out taste. Here's the proof.
Smoke traveled through fine tobacco tastes best. See how Pell Mell's famous length of fine tobaccos travels the smoke, gentles the smoke naturally, and makes it mild. Yes, the smoke is traveled over, under, around, and through Pell Mell's fine mellow tobaccos. Pell Mell gentles the smoke, but does not filter out that satisfying flavor.
Pell Mell's never too strong, never too weak, always just right. Get satisfying flavor so friendly to your taste.
Buy Pell Mell famous cigarettes. Outstanding, and they are mild. And now a word from our alternate sponsor, Pell Mell famous cigarettes.
Marvin for Pell Mell famous cigarettes. My cigarette. Pell Mell, you get satisfying flavor so friendly to your taste. Yes, satisfying. No flat filtered out flavor and friendly. No dry smoked out taste. Here's the proof.
Smoke traveled through fine tobacco tastes best. See how Pell Mell's famous length of fine tobaccos travels the smoke, gentles the smoke naturally, and makes it mild. Yes, the smoke is traveled over, under, around, and through Pell Mell's fine mellow tobaccos. Pell Mell gentles the smoke, but does not filter out that satisfying flavor.
And remember, with Pell Mell, you can light either end and get satisfying flavor so friendly to your taste.
Buy Pell Mell famous cigarettes. Outstanding. And they are mild.
Papa, dear, have you a light?
I certainly have.
Join me in a Camel.
Delighted. Boy, this is living, huh?
You know, the sensible way to find out about cigarette mildness is to try the 30-day test.
And you know what happens to people when they do try the 30-day mildness test.
Yes, dear, but you tell it so much better than I do.
Well, the result is that more and more smokers are finding out for themselves how mild and flavorful Camels are.
Hello, Ann.
Hello, dearie.
The fact is, Bob, Camels lead all other brands by billions of cigarettes per year.
More adventures of Topper in just a moment. But first, a word from Ann Jeffries.
The makers of Camels have sent more than 210 million gift Camel cigarettes to members of our armed forces and hospitalized veterans. This week, free Camels are going to Veterans Hospitals, Miles City, Montana, and Boston, Massachusetts, MacDill Air Force Hospital, Tampa, Florida, and all hospitals operated by the Far East Command of the U.S. Army.
Good evening. That Grover sure gives Stan Freeberg a bad time, doesn't he? I'm Bill Elliott, and my job on tonight's show is to answer a question. A question that has been asked by a lot of you cigarette smokers. Can I change to a filter cigarette and get real tobacco taste? Ladies and gentlemen, the answer is yes, you can. You can if you change to Viceroys. This is the cigarette with that smooth, fresh taste. The real tobacco taste you miss in every other filter brand. And here is Viceroy's secret. Only Viceroy gives you 20,000 filters in every tip. That's twice as many filters as the other two largest selling filter brands. Yes, twice as many filters to give you a taste so fresh, so smooth, you can tell the difference even blindfolded. Yes, this is Viceroy, the only filter in the land with that real tobacco taste you miss in every other filter brand.
Yes, that real tobacco taste you miss in every other filter brand.
Ben Blue is a great performer, isn't he? You know, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of filter cigarettes look alike. But believe me, there's a great big difference in filters. A difference that's important to you and to every other person who smokes cigarettes. Take the three leading filter brands, for example. Only Viceroy gives you 20,000 filters in every tip. Filters made from pure cellulose. Soft, snow-white, natural. Yes, Viceroy has twice as many filters as brand B. More than twice as many filters as brand C. That's why Viceroy gives you a taste so much smoother than any other cigarette. You can tell it's a Viceroy even when blindfolded. Yes, this is Viceroy, the only filter in the land with that real tobacco taste you miss in every other filter brand.
Yes, that real tobacco taste you miss in every other filter brand.
The Bob Cummings Show has been brought to you by Winston, the easy-drawing filter cigarette that really tastes like a cigarette.
Yes, friends, Winston tastes good, like a cigarette should.
Bob Cummings.
Hi. Say, it looks cold, doesn't it? I should be freezing in this outfit. Actually, the temperature here on the set under the lights is about 90 degrees. Naturally, we couldn't use real snow, so our special effects man, Larry, dreamed up a combination of salt, gypsum, and cornflakes to look like the real thing. But don't you be fooled by substitutes. No, sir. They're never as good as the real thing. You see, there's only one Winston cigarette, and there's just no substitute for it. You see, Winston has an exclusive filter that is so effective that it lets the rich tobacco flavor come through to you. And that's why, in the comparatively short time they've been on the market, you folks have made Winston one of America's most popular cigarettes. Now, if you haven't already, try a pack. I think you'll agree that Winston tastes good, like a cigarette should. Well, good night, folks. We'll see you next week.
Cummings Show has been brought to you by Winston, the easy-drawing filter cigarette that really tastes like a cigarette.
Yes, friends, Winston tastes good, like a cigarette should.
And now, here's the star of our show playing himself, Bob Cummings.
You know, Jimmy the Newsboy tonight wasn't really Jimmy at all. It's Bob Cummings, Jr., my son, and this is his debut as an actor. Congratulations, Robert. You were very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Robert. Good boy. Good boy. Get that hat? Davy Crockett's getting a lot of competition from Robin Hood nowadays. We used to have a front lawn. It's now Sherwood Forest. You know, folks, with kids, it sure doesn't take much to change their mind about something. But with grown-ups, it's different. It's not easy. But Winston did it. Winston changed people's minds about filter smoking because Winston brought flavor back, real tobacco flavor. Winston tastes good, like a cigarette should. No wonder so many guys and gals are getting together on this cigarette. Try Winston's. Well, good night, folks. See you next week.
I've tried a lot of filter cigarettes, and only L&M gives me the kind of rich, exciting taste I've been looking for. I think you'll find L&M's what you've been looking for, too. Try 'em. L&M also brings you Gunsmoke, starring Jim Arness as Matt Dillon with his friends Kitty, Doc, and Chester. Be sure to join him tomorrow night on this network.
Two nice things about the people who make Dutch Master cigars. One is the cigar they put out, and the other is their disposition as to letting you do your own commercial. So, on behalf of the Dutch Master cigars, may I say this word? Start tape.
Case, Texan, age 25, co-star of The Deputy. To tell you the honest truth, before White Owl sponsored The Deputy, you couldn't call Alan a regular cigar smoker. Maybe not even now, but he does smoke them more often, and he enjoys it. Right now, he's enjoying the newest addition to the White Owl family of fine cigars, White Owl Tips, the brand new cigar with the built-in holder. Like all White Owl cigars, they're made of the finest quality tobacco. The heart of each is carefully aged to perfection. Smart looking, isn't it? And as you can see, a wonderful smoke. White Owl Tips. They taste good, look good, feel good. You can get a pack of 5 White Owl Tips for 49 cents, plus tax in some states.
Now that you're through talking, I'd like to say that it was these new White Owls with the built-in tips that got me smoking cigars. They're great. Why don't you try new White Owl Tips tomorrow?
There's a feeling around. It's a sight and a sound. Pepsi people feeling free. Free to choose a new way. Free to stand up and say, here be you and I'll be me. When you catch that thirst for living, then you'll need what Pepsi's given. A Pepsi lift, the Pepsi gift for feeling free. Join the Pepsi people, feeling free, feeling free. Join the Pepsi people, feeling free, feeling free. All across the nation, it's a Pepsi generation. Here today, here to stay, feeling free.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Pepsi-Cola refreshment musicale. refreshment musical has featured H. Marks, better known as Harpo, presented by Pepsi-Cola, better known as the light refreshment.
Have a Pepsi-Cola, the light refreshment. Howdy, I'm Polly Bergen. Things have changed down on the farm. And there's some changes in the farm kitchen, too, thanks to the modern trend toward lighter food and drink. And today's Pepsi-Cola goes along. Have a Pepsi, the light refreshment. Lots of women have taken up fishing these days, including me, Polly Bergen. But we don't have to angle for compliments on our figures. What with the trend toward lighter foods, and today's Pepsi-Cola goes along. Have a Pepsi, the light refreshment. I'm Polly Bergen. Checking your grocery list means checking your figures in more ways than one, thanks to the modern, sensible trend toward lighter food and drink. And today's Pepsi-Cola, the light refreshment, goes along. Buy Pepsi by the carton. Pepsi-Cola is up to date with modern folks who watch their weight. We made it light just right for you. Refreshes without filling too. Have a Pepsi. Have a Pepsi party. Isn't this charming? Today's version of the old-fashioned soda fountain. But they cater to new-fashioned, slender people who prefer lighter food and drink. Pepsi, please. And today's Pepsi-Cola goes along. Have a Pepsi, the light refreshment.
And now, before rejoining Annie, get your gun, here's a word from... Just a minute, sir. You wouldn't leave while I'm talking to you, would you? You would? Well, it's all right. You see, this isn't really a commercial. This is a Pepsi-Cola refreshment intermission. A chance to get yourself... It's very comfortable in here. It's a lovely home. And so this is a chance to get yourself... Oh... You're going to check on the little one. Oh, isn't he cute? Aren't they cute? You're cute, too. But now's your chance to enjoy an ice-cold... All right. A chance to enjoy it. Well, a snack would be nice. Well, finally. This refreshment intermission was your chance to enjoy a light, refreshing Pepsi-Cola. Don't forget your wife.
At a curious case once, a partially eaten apple was found at the victim's bedside. Now, as you know, the exposed part of an apple turns brown in the air, like this. By the depth of discoloration, we were able to fix the exact time of the victim's demise. Thanks to the apple, an airtight case. Thank you, Paul. Actually, nature seals its fruits to protect their flavor from air. Well, brewing is a natural process, too. So air is also the enemy of beer. But Schlitz has the answer. Air protection. During brewing, every drop of Schlitz is protected and sealed from air until you open it. Air-free brewing makes an important difference in quality and flavor. I think you'll agree.
Don't do this at the mention of cancer. Cancer is often a curable disease. Take it from
J. Carroll Nash.
Shirley MacLaine.
Amanda Blake.
See your doctor for an annual health checkup.
And send a check to the American Cancer Society today.
Won't you please?
This picture is worth over $24,000 to those who solve this Lilt Liquid Prel Photo Mystery Contest. Pick up one of these entry blanks. Look for this display wherever Lilt Home Permanent and Liquid Prel shampoo are sold.
Hurry, folks. Step right up, shoot a duck, and win a jar of natural orange flavor Tang. It's the new improved Tang that tastes better than ever.
Boy, I like instant Tang, but I hate the idea of shooting a relative.
Just shoot one little duck, and get this big jar of Tang.
Tang? Goodbye, Auntie.
You missed, but you can't miss with Tang. And if you really want Tang at its best, make up a pitcher full and cool it off in the refrigerator overnight. Great for breakfast or any thirsty old time.
Just gotta win some of that Tang. Okay, Aunt Duck, hold still. Why, you miserable Tangster.
Now wait, I was just kidding.
March. Step right up, folks. Get the rabbit and win a big jar of Tang.
It's a living. Drink Tang, gang. It's Tang-erific.
Young parents looking at their firstborn. Can you feel their joy? What parent hasn't felt it? Hello, I'm Janet Lee. These babies you see, 1 in 10 will someday suffer from mental illness. 1 in 10 of all the babies across the nation will develop some mental disorder while they're small, in their teens, or later in life. Our hope is research. Think of all the diseases science has brought under control. Well, science can free our children and our children's children, too. New drugs, new methods of treatment are saving people with mental disorders that were once hopeless. And now there is hope that science will find ways to save all the victims of mental illness, children and adults alike. It's up to you. Support your mental health association and help conquer mental illness next. Thank you.
Hey, Rusty, come here.
What's up, Bart?
Look. It's the news. We better get over to the mess hall. Fast.
Here it is, everybody. The new Shredded Wheat Juniors. A brand new breakfast cereal.
Look, the whole biscuit fits right on the spoon.
Yes, sir. New Nabisco Shredded Wheat Juniors are really easy to eat. And tender, too. And every toasted biscuit is 100% whole wheat.
With milk and sugar and your favorite fruit, the Nabisco Shredded Wheat Juniors is a brand new kind of breakfast treat. Boy, it tastes good. I like them.
Delicious. You boys and girls will love the new Nabisco Shredded Wheat Juniors. So will Mom and Dad. So ask Mom to get some for you today.
Man, how this gang of ours eats up that Nabisco shredded wheat. Here's a new supply for the mess hall. Hey, Sergeant, how about giving me a hand here?
Me? Sure. Always glad to put away a raft of Nabisco shredded wheat.
No, not that way, Sarge. I mean, help me put it away in the mess hall. Rusty, load up.
Oh, boy. Here's enough Nabisco Shredded Wheat to make me as big and strong as you are, Rip.
Well, there's an awful lot of get up and grow in this hearty breakfast. And boy, is it good tasting. Whole wheat, golden toasted, and really crunchy. Okay, men, let's go.
Hip, hip, hooray! Liquid coming your way.
the original shredded wheat.
Hi. You know, the line of work he was in made the bounty hunter a hard man to convince. He had to figure the difference between fact and fiction. Well, I like to think that way myself. That's what made me a Viceroy smoker. Think for yourself about filtered cigarettes. You'll come to Viceroy, because Viceroy is a cigarette with a thinking man's filter and a smoking man's taste. Viceroy, the thinking man's filter and the smoking man's taste. You know, sometimes bounty hunters had to push people around. When it comes to choosing a cigarette, don't anybody push you around. You think things out. Now, I'm smoking a Viceroy. It's got a thinking man's filter and a smoking man's taste. Well, chances are, if you're thinking things out for yourself, you're already a Viceroy smoker. Thinking man's filter, smoking man's taste. It's Viceroy.
Durward, I have spoken about one of our good Franco-American products. Will you talk about t'other for a moment?
And did you know that there's a new face that's been smiling at you from your grocery store shelf?
Oh, laughing right out loud. Jim.
Why, there is, really. And I want to see if I can get you two together, as a matter of fact. The new face is this one, Franco-American spaghetti with meatballs, Italian style. Now, you get Italian-style sauce, rich and smooth, made with just enough of the just right herbs and spices, and next the meatballs, and they are certainly tender and beefy, made with the deft hand on the seasonings. And last but not least, you get thin strand spaghetti. Thin strand spaghetti, the kind that cooks up real nice. So you have a spicy sauce, tender beefy meatballs, and thin strand spaghetti. That is Franco-American spaghetti with meatballs, Italian style. Now this is the way the can looks, and this is my tip to you. If you will try them, I think you will be real pleased. You have something to add?
Well, only that I want to be sure that everyone has a very clear picture on the two different Franco-American spaghetti products. There are two of them. There's the Franco-American spaghetti, America's favorite ready-to-eat spaghetti. That's the one with the rich tomato sauce and the cheese. And then the new product, new Franco-American spaghetti with meatballs, Italian style. This is a spicier Italian sauce and meatballs that are tender and beefy and thin strand spaghetti. So that's the two of them, Franco-American spaghetti and new Franco-American spaghetti with meatballs, Italian style. They're both different, they're both good to eat, so you try them and you will see. This is the time of the year when the kids come tumbling into the house for lunch, and they got summer appetites, play appetites that are about twice the standard size, the kind of appetites that call for a good nourishing lunch and nothing less. Now, this fact you know, but what to do about it? I mean, how can you whip together the good nourishing lunch without having to stew around in the kitchen in this miserable weather? Well, I think that happily enough I have the answer for you. Right here, Franco-American spaghetti. This is America's favorite ready-to-eat spaghetti, and think of this, if you will. It is good. The kids like the flavor of it. Now, next Franco-American is made to give your youngsters the nourishment that you want them to have. Nourishment from the prize-winning tomatoes that are used in making the sauce. Nourishment from the fine cheddar cheese that is also in the sauce. Nourishment from the high-quality wheat spaghetti. It's cooked just right, and it's cut just right. And on top of everything else, remember that you can get Franco-American spaghetti ready to eat in just 3 minutes' time. Just the amount of time that it takes you to heat it up. So you got a hot lunch, you got a nourishing lunch, a lunch the kids like, and no fuss for you. That's Franco-American spaghetti with tomato sauce and cheese. It makes a whale of a good side dish, too. It's America's favorite ready-to-eat spaghetti. And you'll see why when you try it. And I do hope you will, huh? Chances are that you're going to have your big meal of the day tonight, which means dishes to wash. So you just wash them this way, and you will be okay. For sure.
Here is a job that has made more than one woman shudder. Stacks of dirty dishes to get through. But here is what gets rid of those dirty dishes fast and easy. Lux liquid detergent. It's packed in a can that won't break. And 1 little teaspoonful of Lux liquid does the dishes for a family of 4. Makes suds like these. There's even a special dripless spout that means easy pouring and no messy handling. Milk-stained glasses come clean in no time. Now the secret? Lux liquid cuts under grease, lifts it up, and floats it off dishes. And Lux liquid is the only liquid detergent that is Lux mild on your hands. So make dishwashing lots less work with the next best thing to a dishwashing machine, Lux liquid detergent. Yes, man, that Lux liquid is really something. And the only people who think that we go a little overboard on it are those who have never used it. And that is a fact, because just 1 night's worth of Lux liquid, all of a teaspoonful if you're keeping tabs, and anybody knows why we call Lux liquid the next best thing to a dishwashing machine. Just use it once. You'll see, because you're going to be on our side of the fence from then on in.
And that is for dang sure. Let's talk about dear Rinso Blue, shall we? You remember the old line about how high is up? How high is up could be, like that high, could be this high, could be that high. Any kind of high. Doesn't make any difference. But I suppose there must be a real accurate scientific type answer to such questions. Questions like how white is white. But for me, when I think of whiteness, I think of how white Rinso Blue gets my shirts. Because that is just about the whitest white that there is. You see, Rinso Blue blues as it washes, right in its own hot, sudsy water. And you don't have to mix anything. You don't have to stop your washer to add the bluing because everything you need is right here in the box. And that bluing action works during the whole cleaning cycle. So whiteness is therefore washed into your clothes and not just rinsed in. And Rinso Blue not only gets white things whiter, it's wonderful for colors, too. Makes them look fresher, Now, if you wash the print with red roses on it, those roses would come out looking just picked. You take my word for it, everything that you wash in Rinso Blue will come clean because Rinso Blue has special cleaning powers. For instance, there is one called a penetrator that reaches right down into the fibers. Then there is an extra cleaning ingredient to take care of extra soiled spots. Extra soiled spots. And last of all, but certainly not least important, there is a rinse clean action that holds dirt away from the clothes. Now, all of these powers, they work together, you see, like a team of little magnets to loosen, to lift, and to pull the dirt from your wash. So the next time that you do a wash, you put those special cleaning powers to work for you. Pour Rinso Blue into your washer, and you'll see with your own eyes that there is something magnetic about the way Rinso Blue works. You try it. Real great stuff. That I got the other day, and this came from a lady in Raritan, New Jersey, and this kind of tickled me. She says, "Dear Gary, I watch television, but I do it differently than most people. I watch the commercials and go out to the kitchen during the rest of the show. I like your Winston commercials, but I think they should have more action. For instance, Buster Crabbe swims across a pool, then comes out to tell everybody about his wonderful waterproof wristwatch. Duke Snyder hits a home run and then goes into the clubhouse and starts shaving. Why can't you do something like that?" Well, I'll tell you, I have taken this lady's letter to heart, and tonight we are going to do an athletic-style commercial, if you will forgive me. Friends, during a tough game of potsy, stop and light a Winston cigarette. I find it improves my aim and keeps me from stepping on the crack. Yes, friends, Winstons make me hop good, like a potsy player should. But let's assume for the nonce that you are not a potsy player, and if you're not, of course, you've missed half your life. Let's assume that you just smoke cigarettes because you like to smoke cigarettes. Well, then Winston is the cigarette for you, too. Winston is fun to smoke because it's the cigarette that brought flavor back to filter smoking. As a result, and hear this, in less than 2 years on the market, Winston is America's #1 filter cigarette. Its growth has been just wild, phenomenal. Now, obviously, there's got to be a reason why more people buy Winstons than any other filter cigarette, and the reason is Winstons taste good like a cigarette should. And thanks for letting me bend your ear.
Talking about Patty Page the other day, I saw her, and I was standing in a Mercury dealer's showroom. A man walked in and said he had never been west of the Mississippi. He said, "Never been west of the Mississippi in my life, but when it comes to buying a new car," he said, "I'm always from Missouri." He wants to be shown. Well, he wants to see and actually feel the highly praised performance of a Mercury, and he's right. Because when it comes to really knowing how much car you'll get for your money, believe me, there's no substitute for getting behind that wheel yourself. Here's something you must experience to appreciate. An acceleration test photographed by a motion picture camera mounted on the front of a Mercury. And it shows some of the reserve power you can expect to feel when you take a demonstration drive in a Mercury. Mercury's overhead valve V8 engine puts 161 horsepower at your command. And still another feature your dealer wants to show you is that revolutionary new Mercury development, ball joint front wheel suspension. Something no other car in Mercury's field can offer you. It makes cornering and steering far easier, gives you a far greater feeling of steadiness and safety. And there's only one way you'll find out how wonderfully easy driving can be with ball joint suspension. and that is to get behind the wheel yourself. And as for beauty, well, black and white pictures just hint at the styling that makes Mercury so distinctive. Until you see them, you can't imagine the brilliant new colors that are available on this year's Mercury. And the new fabrics, many of which are found in no other car in America, regardless of price. Now, for a real thrill when you go to your Mercury dealers, here's a very special car you want to be sure to see. Look, you can actually see right through the roof. This is Mercury's dream car come true, the new Mercury Sun Valley. Well, no matter what Mercury model appeals to you most, the smart thing to do is to be from Missouri for a half hour or so. Let your Mercury dealer show you what a tremendous performer this Mercury is. Let him prove that you can drive away in a brand new Mercury of your own for a lot less than you think. That's how important quick reflexes are to an athlete. Now, here's pro basketball star Bob Cousy wearing number 14. And now when they set this play up, you watch Bob's reflex action. Here it is. Cousy takes the ball, stops, and there he goes, and there goes the ball into the basket. You see, in basketball, it's all stop and go, so quick reflexes make all the difference. But it's almost the same with the stop-and-go driving you do every day. So much depends on quick reflexes, both your own and the reflexes of the car you drive. Now, I'm going to show you the tremendous performance of this car, both for acceleration or go and braking or stop. Now, I've watched our engineers check Mercury's go power with precision instruments like this fifth wheel, which is attached to a special, exactly accurate speedometer inside the car. And in test after test, I've seen them clock the Big M at some pretty hot acceleration figures, from 0 to 60 miles an hour in under 11 seconds. Now, here's the same performance on the open road. Out, around, and safely back into line. Yes, when your foot says go, the Big M really goes. But what about when you have to stop? Well, I'd like you to look at just a few of the ways that Mercury engineers make sure that you'll have quick, sure stops. First, there are the brake tests they do out at the test track. Our test drivers really give these cars the gun. They open them up to top speed. And then when they're really flying, they put on the brakes. And always, the Big M comes through with smooth, easy stops. And next, for a really tough test, they take the Big M up the side of a steep mountain. And then from the top of the mountain, watch that car travel. Now, here is the signal to stop. Our test driver touches the brake, and there's another straight, smooth stop. And even though you'll never stop your car like a Mercury test driver, in emergencies, it's awfully good to know that Mercury has plenty of reserve. You can count on your Mercury to stop quickly and safely whenever you need it. Reflex action performance to go or to stop. Just another reason why you just can't get better value than our Mercury values. So why don't you out there see your Mercury dealer this week and make your big move to our Big M.
Courageous company in all the world. They build a car with the fastest getaway, then sell it to you on time. So visit our friendly Chevrolet dealer, and I mean it when I say friendly. My brother Jack bought a Chevy 3 months ago, and he still can't get the salesman out of his back seat. That seems reasonable. Oh, can't be. There's been a terrible mistake. Joel Aldred. No wonder my agent got his 10% in advance. There's been a terrible mistake here. Look at this.
This Chevy absolutely free. Bob, that's no mistake. This Bel Air sedan and that Corvette are among the 57 new Chevys being given away in Chevrolet's big Lucky Traveler contest.
Oh, of course, the Lucky Traveler contest.
That's right, Bob, with $275,000 worth of prizes.
Well, how much does it cost to get in on this?
No cost or obligation whatsoever.
No cost, no obligation?
None whatsoever.
Joel, it sounds great. You stay right here and tell the folks all about it.
Okay, Bob. To enter the Lucky Traveler contest, see your Chevrolet dealer and get a free entry blank. And then fill it out, identifying 4 well-known vacation areas, and complete a simple jingle. That's all there is to it. But hurry, there's only one more week to go. Everyone of driving age is eligible, except those employed in any way by Chevrolet. The four top winners each get $25,000 in cash, plus a choice of any 1957 Chevrolet passenger car, including America's only real sport car, the Corvette. The next 53 winners each get a Chevrolet Bel Air sedan, plus $500 in cash.
Yes, and if you win a new Chevy, you lucky dog, you'll be a real winner. Why, at Daytona Beach, the new Chevy was so hot that... You tell him, Joel.
Okay, Bob. In the NASCAR trials at Daytona Beach, Florida, Chevrolet won the Pure Oil Performance Trophy with a record-breaking performance total of 574 points, nearly double the score of the second-best car.
There may be other cars in Chevy's field, but they're not in Chevy's class.
Remember, the Lucky Traveler contest closes April 15th, so see your authorized Chevrolet dealer as soon as you can. You may win a new Chevy plus $25,000 in cash.